interesting matchup because the number, you look at the spread, 10.5, 11 between the Broncos and Chiefs tonight. It's a big number, a lot of points. But this Broncos team is just a mess. I mean, I don't know if they already threw in the towel. Sean Payton's just getting embarrassed. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have been rolling since that week 1 loss that they suffered. The Chiefs don't look like the same team that they were last year. Not as good. Travis Kelce banged up. He's probably going to be a bit limited with his ankle. And I really think Patrick Mahomes needs to find a way to get more guys involved anyway. Maybe this is the time that he works on that. What is your overall assessment of this matchup? What do you like in terms of the spread total? Oh, we got some weather as well. A lot going on here.
Yeah. There is a lot of different things. It makes it difficult to handicap. Kelsey's questionable, but the way he's being talked about, it's like everybody expects him to be out there, right? Because he finished the game in Minnesota, even though it is a short week. Seems like the expectation is he's going to be there. Karlaftis also questionable for that Chiefs defense. 10.5, but I'm really interested in the total because that's been moving down all week. Why? Wind. 15 to 30 mile per hour winds expected tonight, so it keeps on dropping. Sharp Money has brought that down from 51 to 47.5 here on Thursday morning, just because of the wind. So are they just going to try, divisional matchup, short week, get out of there with a win? We don't need to cover. Like, I don't know. Look, I mean, the Broncos are pathetic. They're giving up 36 points per game. 36 points per game. You can just do whatever you want on the ground. So that makes me think about Pacheco props. Last 4 games, this is what they're giving up on the ground. Let's see. 234, 171, 350, the Miami game, 122. You got wind involved. So I think both teams are going to move the ball on the ground. So you've got to look at Pacheco props on the KC side. And on the Denver side, it's kind of up in the air. Like, I really like this kid McLaughlin, but Pirine is out there for like 2/3 of the snaps. And McLaughlin last 2 weeks, it's been about 1/3 of the snaps. He's getting his opportunities. He's scoring touchdowns. And that's a good number that's out there. But side total, am I going to bet either of them? I don't think I am, Erin. I think I'm just going to be focused on these running backs, which is always dicey because running back injuries are always in play. But that's what I'm looking at. We should see a lot of yards on the ground tonight.
We are so excited to be joined by Corey Parson at the Fantasy Exec joins us now. Corey, so good to have you back. I love that you coined the phrase plus money bangers the last time we had you on. And I was like, we need to steal that and do a segment called Plus Money Bangers. Anything come to mind for this week? I need me some plus money bangers this week.
You want a plus money banger for this week? Listen, we almost got the Gamecocks home a couple weeks ago. We had a halftime lead, so maybe the plus money banger should have been the halftime money line. But things didn't go well down in Athens after that. My man Spencer Rattler started to struggle, right? So I got an NFL parlay. That's a plus money banger. And I give you another college pizza money. Let's start with the college pizza money. This one right here is a big one now. The Purdue Boilermakers versus Ohio State this weekend. Plus money banger, right? There you go. All right, so that's one plus money banger. Don't go crazy. Second one, I like this one a lot. An NFL parlay plus money banger.
Okay.
Seahawks money line.
Yeah.
Commanders money line.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Hardest thing to do in sports betting is to forget what your eyes just saw. And obviously, last time we saw Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football, we saw the Commanders getting booed out their own building yet again. Now, I am of the theory that the Commanders will be a better road team than home team this year. Everything goes against me in this spot. The Falcons improved defense, obviously, critical. Not to mention the fact, what's up, my man Arthur Smith as a money line home favorite, 9-1 on the money line. Yeah. Give me the Commanders this week, though. The Commanders 4-2 ATS, last 6 road games. I think they go in there, then they play a competitive game. They bounce back and get the win over the Atlanta Falcons this weekend.
I just think this over is definitely my favorite play. I saw 67.5, so good to know you can find a better number. 68% of the bets are also on the over in this one. I think everyone's just expecting an absolute shootout between these two teams, and I can see why. Two really good quarterbacks and offenses, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And Washington's rush defense, which is Oregon's calling card on offense, like 7th ranked rushing attack in the country. Washington very much struggles against the run. And Erin, you mentioned the Texas Tech game where they put up 30 on Oregon. That's where I think, like, if we're thinking over, I'm thinking Washington, because if Oregon gets sucked into a track meet, I just think it's going to be tough for them to keep up with Washington at that pace. And I do think also, like, look, the Washington edge rusher, Braylon Trice, he's only 1 sack this season. But if Oregon's in a spot where they got to start passing the ball and he gets to pin his ears back, he had the most pressures in college last year, more than Will Anderson. He only has 1 sack this year, but last year the pressure numbers were there. Oregon has a very good offensive line, but I think he could be a difference maker late, where if Oregon's playing catch up and they got to pass the ball a bunch, he could get to the quarterback a little bit. So I would, if we're going over, I'm thinking Huskies.
Here's what I'm thinking. That the winner of the quarterback of the winning team is going to be your favorite for the Heisman Trophy on Sunday. Even if it's Oregon winning, they're going to have to put up points. They'll be undefeated, huge road win. I think Bo Nix is going to jump from 6-1 to being the favorite.
What's going on is Joe is now an NHL fan, the sharpest hockey bettor on the network all of a sudden.
Huge. Yeah, the most public bet. The most public bet that everybody and their mother has been on, I've been part of, and it's hit. What else? I mean, the NFL, everything's public. Public bettors are winning. Like, why not? Let's bring it over to every sport. Last night was interesting. So the favorites dominated, the overs dominated. Me and Paul were actually going back and forth, because a lot of teams did start the season last night. Typically, game 1, game 2, overs crush. They crushed last night. They were 5-1. The only one that went under was Chicago going up against Pittsburgh last night. Or no, that was Boston. And Pittsburgh the other night. And then favorites go 5-1. But not only did the overs hit, they went over by 4.5, 2.5. Another one went over by 2.5. So that's certainly notable. And everybody's on it for good reason. Talked about it yesterday. Connor Bedard, shots on goal. It went over 2.5 in the first period. Like, they had 21 shots on goal in the game, and he went over his prop in the first. He had 6 of the 21, this teenager that is just starting his career. He scored a goal too. So that was plus 225, I believe. You could have bet which team is his first goal going to come against. That was plus 290. First goal of the game, 12-1 on Bedard. Like, everybody's betting everything Bedard right now. I was shocked yesterday. The number was still 2.5.
Let's start off. Let's go or hell no on this take. Wow, he's dead. He's dead.
Again,
by Spencer Strider on Fans, and he's going to be facing, one of the best crowds in baseball tonight.
Absolutely, there should be no fans. 2020 season, no fans. Get rid of the fans. It's too loud.
Too loud?
It's too loud. Everybody be quiet. We don't need the cheering. We know you're watching. I don't need the fans. You stay outside the stadium. Back it up. Let's do like a no lower bowl thing.
No lower
okay. Just kind of, upper deck's great. Upper deck's great. Outfield, phenomenal. But we don't need you around the dugouts. Right. Just try and be quiet.
Oh, boy.
We don't need you around the dugouts? What an idiot.
Also, Spencer Strider famously last postseason got rocked at Citizens Bank Park.
Another mistake.
And Joji wants
he
wants him to play it on the video board before the game.
Right, he was doing a bit. To quote Joe Giglio, RIP, I need this playing on a loop on the Jumbotron as fans arrive to Citizens Bank Ballpark tomorrow.
I know he was messing around, but dude, Here's the thing. Like, they said some nasty things about his mother, I'm sure. Like when he's out in the bullpen, and they will say more things. It's going to get ugly. Oh man. Why give them a reason? I keep asking this question. Why give them a reason? Just why? I don't get it.
I actually like Kyle Schwarber, the homer here, quite a bit. Now his price, if you guys have been tracking his price, I'm sure no one or listening has, but I have. It's been roughly around plus 200, plus 220 at the beginning of the series because obviously Schwarber, that's the one thing he's up there to do, hit a home run, right? But he's been pretty bad in this series. He's been pretty lost at the plate. But I did, in my assessment, in my expert opinion, I do think he took some much better at-bats towards the end of last night. He had a line out to right field, a sharply hit ball. He just kind of missed an extra base hit there. It was a little bit off balance. But I thought he was seeing the ball a little bit better. But the main thing here is we know Spencer Strider gives up home runs, and that's going to lead me into my take on this game. The Philadelphia Phillies, as I mentioned, 10 home runs in 5 games. They were just outside the top 5 in isolated power this year. They packed just as big of a punch as anybody left in the playoffs. And Spencer Strider is just prone to the home run. He's in the bottom 20 of the league in home runs allowed this year, just over 20 home runs, which is insane. So, he's got incredible strikeout numbers, and the Philadelphia Phillies are strikeout machines. They love to strike out. But one thing they also love to do is hit home runs. So I do think at a certain point in this game, we're going to see maybe a couple of solo shots from Philly, and it could be enough with Ranger Suarez on the hill. He's had the Braves number just in ERA just over 3 runs last year against Atlanta. He escaped game 1 of the NLDS with just one earned run against Atlanta as well. And then this year, obviously, shut him down in game 1. And he shut him down over 6 frames with 7 strikeouts in the first and only meeting he had against the Atlanta Braves this season.